morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. I hope you're having a good one. Winter's setting in here. The thoughts are definitely going up to the central plateau and Tongariro and a few of the rivers around there. Hopefully I'll get up there. I think I've got one trip planned, just better than none. But one of the main things I like to fish there are caddis. Obviously anyone who's fished Tongariro as well knows there's a need to get your fly down quick and get it down deep. A lot to be said for knowing how to mend properly and doing a good job for it, but the other classic one is a bomb, or just a very heavy nymph. So today we're going to do one of those. In this case it's a Flashback Caddis, using a 4mm tungsten bead, and we've got a few wraps of 0.5mm lead wire from Semperfli underneath that. We are using some dirty bug yarn for the body, in this case in pale olive. I've got some chartreuse 0.2mm wire, and then for the rest of the body, in this one I'm using straggle string. Another good one is the straggle legs, or whatever you want, but I quite like a little bit of, or a whole lot of UV mixed in through the straggle string. For a hook I'm using a Kamasan B110 grubber hook, and for the thread we will be using the good old Semperfli Nano Silk. But we'll crack into it. If I've forgotten anything, well, main thing, given it's a flashback, is the Mirror Mirage Iris Semper Flash, which we use over the back of it. I almost forgot that there, but hopefully you'll get a little bit of the shimmer there. But we're just putting that over the back of the body there, just to add that flash, a little bit of eye-catching value for the fish. But we'll crack into it, and hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it's a handy pattern, especially for those of you who are fishing the Tongariro or any of the surrounding rivers or anything similar to them. But let's give it a go. Happy time. Alright, so again we've got a few wraps of the lead wire. That's going to go on the underbody, so it's 0.5mm. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, 0.5mm. You could go smaller or thicker, however you wanted it. 4mm tungsten bead, and then for our thread we're using the Semperfli Nano in black. Now this is the 50 denier. Again, it's on a Kamasan B110 grubber hook in a size 10, and we're just going to secure our thread. Do a few wraps over the wire as well. You can use some glue on there or head cement as well if you wanted to, but it's generally pretty good to deal with. I just put a few wraps on there to secure it down, and we'll just make our way down the body. Just until we get down into the bend of the hook, and we'll trim away our tag end. On to tying in the body materials. Right, for tying on the body materials, the ribbing and the dirty bug yarn and the flash, you want to do it in the reverse order of how you're going to wrap it. So because we're going to wrap it with the dirty bug yarn, then we're going to wrap put the flash up and then do the ribbing. You want to tie it on, or tie in the ribbing first, then the flash, then the dirty bug yarn, which will just make it easier when it comes to the other end, so everything's all nice and in order and ready to go. So we've tied in the 0.2mm chartreuse wire, then we're using medium Mirror Mirage Iris Semper Flash, which is just a flat little bit of tinsel flash. We're just going to tie that in over the top. You just want it to stay on the top of the hook. Just bring that down to the same point where we finished off tying the wire in. Then take our bug yarn and tie that in. Simple process, nothing overly hard, but just gets it all set up and ready to go. And I just bring my thread forward to where I'm going to finish up tying it in. Then we'll move on to that wrapping stage. Right, first up we're going to wrap our dirty bug yarn around here. Nothing overly complicated, we're just building up a nice little body. I'm trying to get a bit tapered. That sort of grub kind of look, so I might go back and forward a few times and just slowly build it up. Just until we start getting up into the kind of where the lead wire was. Once we're there, you can just tie it off. You don't have to use the pale olive, I'm using pale olive, but there's a whole lot of other colours you can use as well, whether you want to use darker or lighter. The thing, especially with the Tongariro, is there's quite a range in colours from dark to light. And we'll just trim away that tag in there. We'll move on to getting the flash in place. Right, nothing too outrageous with this next step, just getting the flash in. Now, flashback goes over the back. Just generally get it in there. It's going to want to roll as you wrap your thread around it. So I just get those first two wraps in and try to just guide it with my non-wrapping hand. It should just stay there like that. Just get a few wraps in to secure it, and for demonstration purpose, if you're overly worried, it kind of makes your life easier for trimming it off as well. So just fold it back on itself, which will just get it secured in there. We trim that away. We'll go on to the ribbing. Hopefully all's gone to plan. You've got that flash up nice and high on the back. You just take your chartreuse wire, in this case it's 0.2mm. Again, if you want to do a different colour, do another colour. Coppers work well, red, you could use purple, whatever you want. Whatever floats your fancy on the day. I'm liking chartreuse at the moment. We're just rolling it over, and it's kind of going to pull it around a bit, just it wants to move it with the way you're wrapping. So I just really try to put that tension as I pull down rather than when I come towards me. So sort of a soft wrap over the top and then pull down, which helps keep it on top. And we can just secure it in. There we go. And I mean, you can helicopter off by just using an old pair of scissors. Get rid of the tag end. Right, and final step for this, it really is quite a simple pattern. We're going to put in our straggle string, which is all these fibres, just gets a little bit of movement like legs, and it's got some lovely little bits of UV in it. This is the black one, and hopefully that sparkle's coming through, but just get it in a spool like this. Or alternatively, a little bit more subtle is the straggle string, and it's straggle legs, sorry, and it's got longer fibres on it too, but the ones I was tying at the moment had the straggle string instead. Usually you can just pull off a few of the fibres off the cord, which makes it just a little bit easier to tie in. Just secure that, and back to where you're going to finish off, and we're just going to wrap it around. This is just going to fill it in and give it that bit of a collar, a whole lot of movement. I mean, I've tied this, using purple, greens, and it still seems to work. I think it's more that contrast between the two, the thorax and the abdomen, a real trigger for the fish. But so I can have a chat with one. We'll never know for certain, but that's my theory anyway. And we just snip that away. And we'll go on to the whip finish. Right, whip finish. You've just got your whip finish tool, just hook it in there, the little hook part. and then around that little notch, and then away you go. Get it all secured in. Do 4 or 5. You could put some head cement on there as well if you really wanted to, or do another lot there. It's usually more than enough. And just trim it away. Here we go. Right, there we have it, our little Flashback Caddis bomb. Again, this is really heavy for a fly. It's got a 4mm tungsten bead, 7/8 wraps, 0.5mm lead wire. Larger hook, it's on a Kamasan B110. That weight, I often find that the fish will take these as well, but usually you have your egg or a more natural looking caddis or a pheasant tail, hare's ear, whatever you want tied off the back of it. We're fishing deep, fast water, so that's the reason for all the weight. A little bit of flash on the back of it. Hopefully it's coming through, but I'll put a photo on there that hopefully catches it a bit better. We've got our dirty bug yarn for the body, 0.2mm wire, and then our straggle string for the rest of the body. And again, it just gives it some movement. It just looks really cool in the water as well. But simple as. I hope it's a pen you enjoy. I hope you find it helpful. Happy tying. See you next time.